What's good, YouTube? This your boy G coming from Next Level Dreamers TV, coming at you with a 4-part series video on the road to the NBA championship. But before we get started, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification button so you can keep up with this 4-part series. Now, just letting y'all know this is all my opinion, it's all subjective. And here we go. I'm gonna start off with 4 teams today. We start out with the Dallas Mavericks, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Houston Rockets, and the LA Lakers. Dallas Mavericks, here we go, man. I think the Dallas Mavericks is a great team, and they're doing beautiful things down there in Dallas. But if this was an NCAA championship type setting, I think they can pull something out very sneaky. But since it's not, this is the NBA championship and it's 7 games. And I don't think they have the ability to beat one of those top teams in 7 games. So, therefore, I don't think the Dallas Mavericks will be moving on to the NBA championship. But I love what they're doing, especially Luka. Luka Doncic over there averaging 28.7 points a game. Pretty much 29 points, 9.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists, pretty much 9 assists a game. So I love what Luka Doncic is doing, man. I mean, you got to give him respect. A lot of people didn't see this coming. But I kind of saw it coming. I'm not going to call this, but I pretty much knew he was going to be a really, really good player. But you got Kristaps Porzingis. I just think he's not back to the caliber player he was just yet. I think his 3-point shot has got tremendously better, but I don't think he have enough to give Luka what he needs to push him to that next level. You got a few other players like Seth Curry, great shot, surprised a lot of people the way that he played. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. I think Tim Hardaway Jr., he on that verge of a breakout player to falling back into the mediocre type. You know, he'll show like promise, but then sometimes he don't show much promise. So I don't think there's enough there. Willie Cauley-Stein, great defensive player, but can't shoot. Can't do much more. Run the court, get a few dunks. And I don't think he's that much of a great shot blocker to make a big difference in the game. So I don't think the Dallas Mavericks will be moving on at no point in time. So maybe next year or the year after that, if they can keep this nucleus together. Now, a very scary team that everybody should be afraid of, and it's the New Orleans Pelicans. I really think this team here got something. And I'm not just saying this because I'm from Louisiana, but I'm saying this because look at what these boys got. Listen, Zion Williams averaging 23.6 points a game. And this is at something. He can't even play his max minutes yet. So he averaging 23.6 points a game, 6.8 rebounds, and he averaging like 2.2 assists. But the guy's shooting almost 60% from the field. That is amazing. Amazing. Lonzo Ball. Now, everybody came into the league saying Lonzo Ball was going to be a great shooter, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Now, listen to these stats. He's only averaging 13 points a game, but it's very crucial that you need to understand this guy is shooting almost 40% from the 3-point line, 46% from the field. That is excellent. He's averaging 7 assists a game, and he's averaging 6.2 rebounds a game. Now, before the 2 months of the season, he was averaging almost 20 points a game. And he was shooting over 40-something% from the three-point line. So you go back to that, then you take Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is averaging 20.3 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. Now, you're looking at it like Ingram, he's not a player that's looking to close. He's not a player that's looking to take over the game. But what I do like about Ingram, he's not afraid to take the big shots, and he's not afraid to go at the other star player. So that's a plus. Now, we looking at Mr. Defense Player of the Year. I think he's the best on-the-ball defender there is. Jrue Holiday, the best on-the-ball defender there is in the NBA. Jrue Holiday is averaging almost 20 points a game, 19.6 points a game, 4.9 rebounds a game, and 6.9 assists a game. And then on top of that, he's averaging 2 steals a game. So what I like about this right here, you got 4 people right now, almost 4 people scoring 20 points a game, right? Now, you could go back and say, they don't have enough experience, but I don't think these guys coming at your head. And ever since Zion been there, they've been having a winning record. And if Memphis don't tighten up, if they don't tighten up, and these boys win 5 straight games, it's gonna look scary for Memphis. So Memphis, they gotta win. They can't come in that lollygagging. Now, you got JJ Redick. You got Josh Hart. You got Frank Jackson. Frank Jackson, I think he can give you a big game every now and then in the playoffs. I really do. You got Derek Favors. You got Jahlil Okafor. Now, this is what I want to say about Jahlil Okafor. I think he's getting a bad rap. I think they don't play him as much as they should, but it's just my opinion. You got Nikola Melli. Dude is really good. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to come out there and give you 40 points a game, but he's a great shooter. You can plug him in with Lonzo. You can plug him in with Jrue Holiday on the perimeter, and you can do some damage. Now, you got Jason Hayes. I think he can be a great defender. He run the floor really well. I mean, I think he might have to become a better shooter. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe if he become a better shooter, he could be a better asset. But as of right now, he can run the floor. He can play great defense, which is a plus that they need. Now, with all that being said, now this is what these guys got. I actually like these guys more than I like the Dallas Mavericks. Even though I think the Dallas Mavericks have a better camaraderie than the New Orleans Pelicans, but if I had to choose, just put them out there and play 7 games, I think I'll take the Pelicans, which I think the Pelicans is a very, very scary team. That's just my opinion, y'all. Now, let's move on to Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets. I got mixed feelings about the Houston Rockets. Now, I give them a better shot than any other team to take down the Lakers or the other LA team, the Clippers. I give them the best shot because this is why. Anybody know Russell Westbrook, right? Russell Westbrook is averaging 20.5 points a game, 8.7 rebounds a game, and he's averaging 7 assists a game. Now, I know it ain't the numbers like James Harden, but this dude shows passion and he shows heart, and that don't show on the books. That don't show on the books. So this is why I'm telling you that these guys are very dangerous. Because the fact of it is, you got Russell Westbrook who ain't scared. He ain't afraid of no one. No one. He gonna pull the best out of James Harden, and he ain't afraid to take over a game. Now, and this is the only Achilles heel that I have on Russell Westbrook, is that when he take over a game, he can block out all his teammates. And if your boy don't have the ball in his hand, he feel like he ain't a part of the game. I'm talking about James Harden. Y'all know how James Harden is. He need to have the ball. If he don't get that ball 3 times when he run down that floor, don't seem like he's interested in the game. So that's the only knock I got on Russell Westbrook. But to elaborate on James Harden, this is stats. We're looking at 34.4 points a game, 6.4 rebounds a game, and 7.4 assists a game. Numbers are amazing. You show that to anybody, they jump off the sheet, it pops off. But here's the thing with James Harden. It's a lot of things that James Harden does that I don't agree with. I don't think he dig deep enough on defense. And he allow people, he may score 30, 40 points a game on you, but you're going to score 30 or 40 on James Harden. And then you got to find people to try to cover James Harden defense. I just think he need to take a little more pride in defense. Use some of that energy that he's using on offense on defense. I think they'll be in a better situation if they do that. That's just my opinion. Now, look what they got coming off. Look what they got coming off to help these guys. Now, you got Eric Gordon. I love Eric Gordon, man. Big shot maker, bad shot taker. Him and J.R. Smith kind of the same type player, but I just think that guy Gordon need to be more of a creator, a little bit more of a creator. Nothing major, nothing big, just more of a creator. You got Robert Covington. Robert Covington, great shooter. Think he's an overrated defender. Just my opinion. And this is why I never seen him stop nobody. When you look at him, he ain't no Drew Holiday. He ain't no Draymond Green. He ain't those type guys. He ain't Kawhi Leonard. All I'm saying is he's an overrated defender, and sometimes they put him on one of the top players. And if you look up the stats of the people who scores on him, man, they score a lot on him. But you got P.J. Tucker, another guy. I think he's tough, but I don't think he's that great defender like everybody be saying, because man, they brought him over there to be the LeBron stopper. LeBron averaged 30 on him. They brought him over there to be the KD stopper. KD averaged 30 on him. And I'm not saying that he don't work hard. I think he's a hard worker, and I think he's tough, but I think he's an overrated defender. Just my opinion. Now, you got Austin Rivers. I think Austin Rivers is a good fit. I think Austin Rivers, if he could get going, he can do some damage. But and that being said, Austin is, I just think he need to, one of those guys, he need to create more too. So, Jeff Green, oh my God, been an overrated player since he entered the league. Now, everybody might say, oh man, he did this, he averaged 15 points a game and blah, blah, blah. But if you just look at Jeff Green, 6'9", about 250, can handle the ball, can shoot, and you just wonder why he not on LeBron level, why he not on Kawhi level, why he not on those top small forward levels like Jason Tatum. It's because I don't think he have that mental capacity to be that guy. And I think he is who he is. He's been proving that his whole career. He is who he is. Now, you got Ben McLemore, but we all know that D'Antoni, how can I put it? His schemes can make people look better than what they are. And I'm not saying Ben McLemore is not a good player, but what I'm saying is I don't think he's going to be that great of a help. So, and that being said, I do like the Rockets to make it to to make it to the second round, but the fact of it is they're going to meet up with maybe one of those LA teams. They have the capability of beating them, I think, but I don't know. In 7 games, we'll see. Last but not least, we got the Lakers. The Lakers, LA Lakers. Okay. Now, let's get something straight. Everybody want to crown the Lakers because J.R. Smith came. And it's funny to me because J.R. Smith, great shooter, streaky shooter, overrated defender, always been. I think early in J.R. career, he was more of a playmaker, more of a slasher, take the ball to the goal, dunk. I think if they can get that J.R., which that's been, 5 years removed, I don't think that's going to happen. So, I don't know, man. J.R., that's a question mark for me. But let's get to the stats on LeBron James. LeBron James been doing this his whole career. So, it ain't much I need to say about LeBron, but it's this. You got to be ready to step up and take the challenge. Because everybody in these playoffs going to be coming at you, LBJ. And I mean, like, Kawhi, they looking, if you have a bad game against Kawhi, they're going to say you washed up. If you have a bad game against James Harden, they say you washed up. So, the reality of it is that you got to be ready to accept the challenge and not back away from it. I don't care if you shoot 30% from the field, you got to be ready for the challenge. LeBron is averaging 25.7 points a game, 7.9 rebounds a game, and 10.6 assists a game. Pretty much 11 assists a game, 8 rebounds a game, and 26 points a game, which is awesome. In your 17 career, amazing. Amazing. Nothing I need to say much there. I love the way he control the game. I love the way he make people feel like they're a part of the team. So therefore, every little thing they do is important. And I think that's a key thing for a leader, that you have to make sure that everybody feel like they're important. So LeBron has a good attribute in that. Now AD, this is what we want to talk about. AD never been called on to be that guy. Now, we need AD to be that guy. That's the reality of it. Point blank, hands down, AD. You got to be that guy. This is what you've been crying for your whole career. This is what they're paying you the big bucks for. You in LA. You're not in New Orleans anymore. You got LeBron to take a lot of the heat. But here's the reality of it is, if you're going to be that next guy, you got to be willing to take the heat too as well. So when they call on you to give them big points in the fourth quarter, that's what needs to happen. You don't need to shy away in the fourth quarter. We need you to be that guy. This is AD numbers. This is what we're looking at for AD. AD is averaging almost 27 points a game. To be exact, he's averaging 26.7 points a game, 9.4 rebounds a game, and 3.1 assists a game. Now, we all know this guy's one of the elite defenders. Elite defenders. Can move his feet with guards. Can play the help side. We need all that in order for y'all to take this championship. I'm giving them a 55% chance, maybe 60%, if AD come to play, they can win it all. That's my opinion. And this is what these guys got coming. I think this guy here is very important since Avery Bradley ain't there. And I think he's an underrated defender. KCP, underrated defender. Underrated shooter, only because these last 2 years just been kind of weird for him. I think he's a better three-point shooter, better outside shooter than he been showing. So I think KCP, man, Caldwell Pope, can be that guy that X factor that they need. And I know everybody looking at Kyle Kuzma need to be the X factor. I don't know. It's just something about Kuz, man. I thought he was mentally tough, but I don't think he's cut out to be that third guy in LA. Just my opinion. Dion Waiters. This is what I hate about Dion Waiters. Dion Waiters think he's Kobe reincarnated. And he's not that guy. He thought he was that guy in Cleveland. He thought he was that guy in Miami. Now, I hope he understands that he's a role guy when they put him in the game. Now, Dion can take over a game every now and then, but I just never seen him be that guy. He hit a few shots here and there. To me, he had one good season. Point blank. Now, you got our boy Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight Howard, great defender. I think how could I say it? He's not a back to the, he's not a guy that plays his back to the basket. He never was a great offensive player in any of his years that he played with in Orlando, any of those years. I think what I love about Dwight right now at this moment in his career, that he has accepted the role of being a role player. Now, if he becomes that ultimate role player, I think he'll save himself about another 5 years in the NBA. I really do. I really do. And Dwight, man, just gotta get tough, man. Stop all the smiling and all the lollygagging, which is cool, but let's be serious about this. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion with the LA Lakers. This is my first video. The first 4 teams that I have that I think had an opportunity to make it to the next round or to beat these guys. This is the Western Conference team. Tomorrow I'm going to do the Eastern Conference. Pick 4 teams from there. And I'll let y'all know how I feel about this. So look, man, go ahead and leave your comments at the bottom so we can get this discussion cracking. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and go ahead and hit the notification. So there it is, man. Next Level Dreamers TV. We out.